So Marvin, walk us through the Joel in one and the backlash that's occurred.
So basically what happened is, they got to that scene, spoiler alert for The Last of Us Season 2, guys.
Oh, no one cares. The Joel in one. Joel
I
got
know. Joel in
beat
one,
down
yes.
with a golf club. He got murdered. He got killed. Got
Yes.
stabbed in the neck. No one gives a
Yes,
shit.
when in the video game, it was by a big buff monster girl. In the show, it's by a slight little twig girl who I still believe could kick Pedro Pascal's ass.
You see what he was wearing recently on a stage? What the fuck?
Yes, he is. I have never been more sure in my life that a man pees exclusively sitting down.
Don't call him a him. It's not him.
Oh gosh,
he's too weak to stand up. That's why he pees sitting down.
Yeah.
Oh, what that thing is, but yeah.
So Collider immediately said. So once the second that this episode aired, we immediately started getting the familiar tune. Well, the Rotten Tomatoes score tanked down to 52% for the fan rating. Of course, the critics are all blowing it, but the Collider put out this just vile piece where they were like, "Oh, review bombing, toxic male fans, they can't stand women." It's just the familiar tactic yet again. They even compare it to the things that they've done this with before: The Last Jedi, The Little Mermaid, Snow White, Captain Marvel, where they talk about review bombing, and they basically urge Rotten Tomatoes to not let people vote on these things anymore. What's happening is an entire new crop of fans that got attached to Joel in the first season, the way gamers got attached to him in the first game, are experiencing the same level of outrage and disappointment and betrayal that the gamers felt in 2020 when the Joel in 1 happened the first time. It's not review bomb. People are not review bombing this movie. They are reviewing it. And they don't like it because it's terrible writing. It's bait and switch nonsense. It was worse in the video game because the game actually lied to you going into it. They kept putting Joel in scenes in the trailer from long after he dies in the game to make you think he was in the whole game. But it's utter nonsense that the media is covering up for this the way it is. It's review bombing. And then I just sent you, I literally, just before we got on the air, I did an article on this. Our old friend Grace Randolph has weighed in on it.
Oh God, what a turd. Oh no, she said you're just going to stop reviewing it altogether.
Exactly. Rather than trying to say that she doesn't like it and reviewing it honestly, she's just not going to review it anymore because she doesn't like it. Like, what is your job, Grace? What exactly do you do?
Getting drunk.
Because it's for real. I think that it was a bad episode, but I don't want to say that because I have access to things. She is the legitimate worst. The Access media is out of its mind, and they're only proving why new media outlets like this one are replacing them and why they are redundant. They are a part of the system. They do not speak to the people. They only present propaganda, and that is true of Collider. It's true of Variety. It's true of The Hollywood Reporter, Deadline, Grace Randolph, you name it. And it's all happening.
I mean,
ridiculousness in The Last of Us.
Yeah, I mean, my take on this is most people's take, to be fair. At the end of the day, Collider's spin on this is egregious. So they try saying that it's online trolls with like an ideological slant because they don't like women, right? But there's two ways of looking at this, right? Well, people hated the game and that got trashed. So it stands to reason that the narrative would cross over. People would then trash it again when they watch it in live action. But it also stands to reason that the people who joined watching the show simply for Pedro Pascal, of which I'm sure there's actually quite a few, because he does have a fan base. I don't know why, but he does. They're going to be annoyed that they killed off, their boo Pedro Pascal. So there's that. But also, what people need to realize, mainstream media, is that even if it is the case that it's an ideological slant and it is being, reviewed from that perspective, which it isn't, but even if it was, So we're a capitalist society. Your product has to please the masses. If it doesn't, you don't have a business. I'm so sick of people. Like, I'm so sick of this nonsense of being like, oh, well, you can't hate something. Yes, you absolutely can. Yeah. They don't deserve your money, right? The consumer. We're a consumer market. If the consumers speak, you need to listen. Now, for whatever reason, they've spoken and they've said it's trash. But if it is an ideological slant, sure, who cares? You still have to listen to them. Otherwise, you don't have a business. Anyway,
and if it is, lost the point that I was about to make. It was a good one too. No, like at the end of the day, because I remember it now, because it's no longer about pleasing the consumer. It's not about the customer. It's about the actors. It is the actors' God-given right to be famous. It is their right to be in movies. It is their right to be in TV. It is the writers' destiny to write this. And how dare you try to stand in their way? When I dared once on X to say that The Rock's daughter has no charisma, because she doesn't. The Rock's daughter and her flying monkeys all like leaped all over me on X because they were like, how dare you? This is her dream. I don't care. I'm the consumer. I am allowed to take a bite of food and say, this tastes bad. We are allowed to say that. It doesn't matter why you think it's bad. I don't care if you think it's bad because of the writing or if you don't like the ideology behind it. If you think it's bad, you have a right to say that it is bad.
But Marvin, my dream is to be the first trillionaire.
Yeah, I'm owed that.
My dream. You gonna take away my dream? Okay, I'll take away my dream. It's my right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm sick and tired of it too. Everybody is. I think anybody with a functioning brain that is outside of the system is sick and tired of, the cock gobbling that continues to go on all the time. This Last of Us 2, the first season was bad. You thought the second season would be better? No. And we all knew that Joel was going to be, I didn't realize he was going to be literally inserted this time, but it's Pedro Pascal. I should have been expecting that. Mm-hmm. But, instead of getting smashed up by a golf club, he got stabbed by one.
After being smashed up, but yeah.
But it is one of the things that I just find detestable in everything. Neil Druckmann, has leaked his male feminism all over the place. The BBC leaks its male feminism all over the place. It's this constant soy fest that is infested our culture, and I think everybody's tired of it. We've been talking about it nonstop since we started the show. I mean, we started with Girl Boss Predator for an hour. And then we just dive into more, girl bossing stuff up everywhere, and all these males enabling it.
Just buckle up, because we're about to get into gender ideology with The Last of Us season 2.
Yeah, I know.
We're about to get into the little boy who's actually a girl.
Yeah, I know.
What?
Oh, that's a key plot point in The Last of Us Part 2. Is the little boy that she runs around with. For most of the game, you find out that he's a she, biologically, and that's why they had to run away from the cult that they were a part of.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay then. Oh dear. You got anything to add to this, Nick, or shall we?
I'll just add this. I did not watch the first season of this show. After what they did with the Last of Us Part 2 game, I was done supporting them and Neil Druckmann and Naughty Dog. And Naughty Dog was one of my favorite gaming studios during when they were doing all the Uncharted series. It's one of my favorite games still to this day. In the first Last of Us game, great. And I've actually heard good things about the first season of The Last of Us, but I wasn't going to watch it. And I knew what was coming. in this season 2, and you know, they're going to go the way of Ubisoft
Yeah.
eventually. They're just going to stay on this woke train. So yeah,
Yeah,
F
does
them.
seem it. Does seem it. Well, there you go. There you go. Do, 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 do.